Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Michael Ray, and welcome to the first episode of Offstage America. Now, if you're wondering what is Offstage America and what the hell are you doing, Mike, I'm about to tell you. Offstage America is more than a brand, it's more than a podcast, it's a lifestyle. I wanted to gather everything that I loved in life with my boys and tell the stories, and also have some of my crazy ass friends come on here and tell some of their stories while taking you with me. So if you love country music, if you love America, if you love the outdoors lifestyle, if you love God, if you love having a good time and getting a little wild, then you landed at the right place. That is what Offstage America is about, and I want to take you on the journey with me for the very first time. Now, I want to introduce you to my partner in crime over here, my boy Paul, where this whole crazy idea started.
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
Thanks for doing this. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped.
It's crazy how this, like, you know, we're in your studio
We're in my house.
/ living room.
This is my living.
Yeah, I know. It's studio. We'll just call
I'm still
it
waiting
whatever,
for
right?
some bugs to get put on here, dude.
I mean,
I got some insane mounts that are coming.
I
promise,
keep
they're
looking
coming.
around. I just looking at the one over here.
I
That
just
knows.
got the one
Yeah,
right there.
exactly.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
But like, it's crazy
coming.
how this all started, right? Like, I mean, I texted you a couple weeks ago about doing like a whiskey brand. I thought it would be a 10-minute conversation, and we're like 3 weeks. That first conversation was 2.5 hours, or 3 weeks later, and now, you know, we're here. I've done a lot of podcasts. I think I've done like 500 episodes myself. So,
Well, I've never done one on this side of the mic, so I'm pretty pumped for it. But dude, that conversation with you is exactly how like this whole year of my life has been, and I've kind of just taken it as that. I feel like God has just laid out so many people and so many things, and for the first time, I'm in a line with Him in a way that I'm actually hearing it, instead of standing in my own way on everything. And I swear, dude, it's been the weirdest thing that like
it's been seamless.
seamless.
Like,
It's been everything, like random people coming into my life, but everybody all funnels down to the same thing, and that's what's been wild about this whole last year. And it's been just an eye-opening thing. And then when you called, I was like, this is nuts, dude. Like,
It was uncanny how, like, you were saying it, and I'm kind of like, we'll do this. And it was like the puzzle pieces started falling.
It just fell. The whole conversation just fell together.
And it was, and again, I don't stay on the phone for 2 hours. I don't even stay on the phone for 10 minutes. I hate talking on the phone, you know? And it looked down, it's like 2.5 hours later. But like, I mean, we've known each other for a while. It's not like we just met or anything. You came on my show years ago. We've done some veteran stuff together when I feel like we were actually babies.
Yeah.
Now we're all old.
That's all mental. My grandpa always said, never get angry at aging. Because,
I'm not angry at it. I actually feel better about it.
But when people go, oh man, I got buddies of mine in their 30s still. They're, dude, it's getting rough. Well, listen, I know we're all built different. I know people take care of their bodies different. However, if you start saying that shit in your head, then your body starts listening. So you just got to say,
I got about
27.
I got about.
You don't want to be 21 for the rest of your life.
I have 2.5 weeks left in my 30s.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks left in my 30s, and I feel mentally
here's
like
to the 40s, dude.
man.
New decade.
I feel mentally like I'm 12 though, just because of the dumb shit that I just constantly goes through my brain.
Well, we're gonna prove that.
Oh yeah. Listen, what they don't understand is they should be in the rooms with the conversations of what we're talking about doing. Because like when you were saying, what the hell are we going to do?
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to describe.
Dude, it's crazy, man. It's going to be, I started looking back on like some of the things that I've done and the things that I like to do, and just my friends' stories, like wait till we have Tim Montana on here. Like that's a 2 episode right there, just following that crazy idiot around. All these people that I know with insane stories that love sharing their adventure and their life, whether that's hunting, whether that's, racing, whether that's whatever it is, anything that's extreme, they love showing it and sharing it. And I just want to take people on that journey. Over the last year, I realized for a while that I don't really let people in. I did a lot of healing, did some ayahuasca in Costa Rica for a week.
You're not very good at that as men in general, though.
Yeah, so I had to go drink a plant to figure that out. But
was it good at least?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. That's a whole nother.
I'm gonna drink this
it's
instead
a whole
of
nother
the plant.
episode.
Just,
I'll tell you this. This tastes like refreshing cold water compared to what that shit tastes like.
So the plant wasn't good. Okay.
Oh, you don't know. It does miracles, but you do not. It's like prune juice and mud.
Oh, delicious.
And they don't tee you up for that.
No.
Which I thought was a real shitty move. I'm supposed to trust these people.
But
know
would
what
you
I
have taken it if they said it tastes like prune juice and mud, where you've been clinching?
I mean, I
a
already
little
flew
bit?
to Costa Rica and did
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
we're
You're
already
pot committed to
there.
that point.
Yeah. No, it was one of the best things I've ever done in my life. But I do wish they would have been like, hey, like if I was to give you a shot of warm tequila, I would be like, hey,
No,
bro,
thanks.
I
Just
wouldn't do that.
tequila in
I
general.
wouldn't
Like,
do that to you. But
we should do that on a show.
they should have
just so
teed up
everyone-
the test or the taste of it a little bit. But anyway, through all that, really just like kind of inner work and looking in, I was like, man, I've never really let anybody in. Really haven't really let fans in, haven't really let family in, you know? And that was something I really wanted to change. And so that's kind of what sparked this whole thought process in my mind when I was just kind of bouncing it off Adrena, like, because she was the one that really put in my head, was like, yo, you want to work with like your friends. You know, you want to,
That's the dream,
you
right?
bring
With
the
it
team
for
around
everybody.
you, right? And at the point in time, dude, my team had all just kind of unraveled, dude. God had everything just fall apart, you know, at one time. And so I'm like, babe, I don't even know who the team is. I don't know who I'm drafting here. Like, I don't know what's going on. Everything, it was just like everything changed at once. God just went, hey, I'm going to wake you up real quick. And so then it was just like, I just kept thinking about it. And then I bounced off my buddy Brady, who's sitting over here. He's going to be on the pod, but
We're gonna have to put him somewhere else. He's too big. Like he can't sit next to us.
we're going to have to do an outside podcast.
Yeah,
for him.
so we can put him back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like the depth perception, kind of like the Hobbit. They don't
We're going
really
to bring
know.
back that 5th grade all-class photo.
Yeah, he's
We had to sit in the back.
I'm gonna
you know?
need to go. I'm just like sitting over here doing crunches and like my thoughts right now, looking at him over there.
He's been, so on this whole journey too has been a transformation, and I've been training with Brady. I've been working with my buddy Kev over at Game Day in San Diego, which we're gonna have him on too. Who's been really helping me with like levels and different things like that. So this whole process has been just this big journey that all started just from really wanting to show more of myself, you know. And so, like I said, I was bouncing ideas off Brady, and then he was like, man, that's actually a really good idea. And then we met stuntman Troy over here, who's also running production and camera. You'll hear this lovely Australian accent coming
the
out
voice
of
of
nowhere.
God.
And don't worry, it's not Jesus, it's not God.
It's like the voice of
It's
God
not
in
a
the background.
tom-tom from the early 2000s telling you to turn right. It's beautiful stuntman Troy.
Tom, you just said Tom.
You remember those?
Yeah, I do. Like it just was like, oh my God, that's
Yeah.
the exact. I wonder if he actually did that now. 'Cause he's blushing. So
I'll
maybe
tell
he
you
actually
this,
did
I was
it.
driving with him in the back seat the other day, and he said turn right, and in my mind I went, I didn't do it out loud, but I was like, he has no idea. In my mind, I'm like, that's 2007 right now.
When we were talking earlier, I could actually hear the disdain in his voice when we were saying, yeah, like I want to cage dive with white sharks. And he's just like, they're like the bitch animal of Australia. They got
Yeah.
way worse than that kill you.
Yeah, that's because Troy's like, well, actually, I surfed one
We
back
have
in the day.
spider
Yeah.
season. Like,
Yeah.
what is a shark? We're worried about that? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What is like a worm like your deadliest like animal? I don't know. He did that one time. I think the great white shark's like the 17th most dangerous animal in Australia.
Well, it's because every one of them live in Australia.
Everything.
The whole list. Yeah.
It's literally the whole nation just tries to kill you.
Yeah.
is-
Troy, you ever seen like some big ass spider running around there?
Yeah, but the smaller ones are the ones that will kill you.
Yeah.
You know what? My grandpa always said that too.
What was the big
It's
ones
the
that
small
you have?
dude in the corner that ain't saying shit that'll knock you out.
Yeah.
That's the one that'll get you every time.
Yeah, eat shit, Brady, you
Yeah,
big son of a bitch.
yeah. Brady, bitch. Yeah. I'll take him all day long.
He ran over there. You just see my ass run so fast.
Yeah, before he gets past that table and all that, I'll be able to get out of that door.
God.
I'm mowing your ass over. Yeah.
You're like, wow,
Yeah.
Paul moves really fast. Like, yeah, you see me. It's a good model. If you see me running, you should run too.
Yeah,
That's like it's a good rule.
Yeah.
But like, dude, man, I'm sure like
But
people.
anyway, so
People are probably really wondering like where you've been, like what you've been up to. I mean, like we've talked a lot, and the story's cool, but like, you know, you should tell the people like where you've been and.
yeah, man. You know, a lot of this last year has changed. You know, my record deal was up with Warner Brothers, and grateful for them and the team. A lot had changed in that. You know, it was just, dude, it was just a shit ton of change over the last like 5 years. It just came out of nowhere, and so that kind of, you know, that when Warner and I left, or when I left Warner, or however you want to call that deal was up. You know, my management team left. It was like nothing there, and so I was like, okay, the hell do I do now?
I'm sure like you've worked really hard, and we'll talk about that. I'm sure how you got to this point, but that had to have probably felt a little not necessarily hopeless, but almost like a shock to the system, right? Like everybody was there and now they're not, and you're kind of like, well, why am I?
Yeah, which happens in the business, but
Until it happens, you don't. Yeah.
Until it happens, you don't really know how you feel or how you're going to react to it. So it was like I sat there for a minute and I'm like, all right, shit, what do I do? We got to now regroup, right? And man, over about a couple years ago, I just really lost myself, went off the rails a little bit, and really just felt pulled, in a spiritual way, and it all happened at that time where I was feeling pulled, and I remember kind of like in that time frame where we weren't touring a lot last year, or this year, I should say, well, at the end of last year, and I was at Adrena's house in California, and I was like, dude, around that October time where you're normally slammed, dude, and you're just sitting there and you're looking at all your buddies touring, and you're like, oh shit, dude, what am I doing? What's going on? It really kind of spirals you, and you can't really like sit still in one spot. So Adrena was like, hey, you don't have this time off often. And then my agent, Mike Betterton, unknowingly says the same thing to me on the phone. He was like, dude, go hunt. Go do shit that you've put off, go reconnect with you.
Yeah.
Take time, do it right. He goes, dude, everything's fine. Like, you can take a step back for a second. Get your head right. We're going to book shows. We're going to be fine, and then 2026 is going to be our year, And so I took that to heart because I was like, you know what, he's right. And for years, dude, I put off everything. Everything, touring came first. That's how I pay my band. It's my first love. That's what made me get into music, was playing live shows, So everything came second.
And you really enjoy it. Like, I've been to one of your shows.
Yeah,
so
it's my favorite part of the whole thing. I mean, you ask any artist, they're probably going to say the same thing. Like, writing a song is fun, recording a song's fun, but dude, there's nothing like playing that song to thousands of people, singing it back to you in the moment. It's one of the only jobs that like you get that instant gratification.
Yeah.
If you're an actor, you got to wait a year before that movie comes out.
And not telling anyone about it.
And not telling anybody about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't. Everybody's like, why are you getting fat, dude?
Or why are you getting skinny,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
So,
or if your Krebs Hemsworth, why are you so pretty? Like, this is bullshit. Like, God bless.
He's a man.
Thor's back. I'm just really excited. Sorry. I want to kick on this. Yeah. You don't, yeah. They're releasing all the Marvel, like, trailers, I think, in 2 days.
You just interrupted this beautiful moment.
Sorry about that.
To bring up Thor?
Yeah. Have you seen him? He's a cool dude.
Here I am having a moment.
I'm sure
a full open heart.
I'm pretty sure you can re-engage pretty easy.
Well, like Thor, I don't mean to throw the hammer down on here, but anyway, over the last couple of years, this year, it was very important to me, and I'm very grateful to friends of mine, my buddy Ronnie, who I met through my buddy Patrick, Josh Phillips, Michael Rotundo, all these, my buddy Captain Joey down in Texas, my buddy Brandon out in Texas, like my boy Chad Mendez, and all the Fins and Feathers guys, Clay Weed, all those guys that, dude, being outdoors, I fell back in love with something that I've loved my whole life that I put on hold. Mm-hmm. And I think in that cycle, the music business is going the entertainment business, period, is going a million miles an hour. And when you get that record deal, you sign that contract or whatever, and you step out, you're stepping onto this train that's moving. And you have to hold on. And you have to fight to keep on. And so you do everything. Dude, when you're a kid raised in a trailer in Florida, in Eustis, Florida, where like I'm going, I don't know how this pieces together, and all of a sudden you're in an office at Warner Brothers, and they're like, hey, we need you to do this. Hey, you play this, you go. And so anyway, I think in that rat race of that, I just lost myself, dude. I think my grandfather, I did a lot of healing on that stuff where I realized that I never truly processed that whole part of my life. I just played through it, played music through it. We were on radio tour and he passed, so I just kind of went through. And so anyway, it just, this year's just been a really eye-opening year for me, and I look back on a lot of things that I think I might have taken for granted in the moments, but were pretty badass, And I look at some of my friends and I go, dude, they're badass. A lot of them are heroes, and my family, I come from first responding family, man. I want to shine light on our first responders. I want to shine light on our veterans. That's you and I, that's one of the things we've done together that made us friends, My buddy Tim Montana's done, God, I can't even tell how much stuff he's done, And just like, man, what if we all got together and figured a way to make this a thing? And we all have the same beliefs. We all love having a good time, and
We love family in America.
Yeah,
More than anything, man.
Yeah, man. And it all just kind of fell together, dude. You and I on the phone, Adrena's in the kitchen. Kira's playing some game on her iPad, and I'm just pacing around the house. I can't sit still on the phone, dude. So I'm just constantly like pacing around the house.
You don't know,
all
I
the
was
time.
driving back from Nashville after Kentucky got
yeah.
absolutely dog walked by Vandy. I had to pull off, and I sat in a McDonald's parking lot.
Cry?
No, I didn't cry. I heard you sniffle. We'll get the recording. There's a little in it. But like I pulled off in the McDonald's parking lot, and my wife gets mad at me. She's like, "What took you so long? It took you 5 hours to get back from Nashville." I was like, "Well, God had to pull." But like I wanted to focus because the conversation got so like was so locked in. But yeah, like the veteran thing for us is huge. You know, first responders. I have a nephew that's been a cop, and he's now he's a game warden. My dad was in Korea.
Yeah.
So I know your family, and so our passion is really there, and it's crazy even when we think about we're going to be the last generation that sees World War II veterans. And I lived next to one that was on Normandy. He lied. Speaking of boom, yeah, it's like the ghost jumped in.
Guy
Yeah,
right there, dude.
Yeah, the fire just went. That was great timing. But like, I didn't even know I was little. I didn't know like the type of person. I wish I could go back and appreciate that more. And those are like the stories.
Yeah,
to be able to tell. That's going to be awesome.
That's why I love doing these charity events that we get to be a part of. Like the Special Forces charity that I do. Been a part of that for the last few years. My buddy Ryan Bader hooked me up with those guys, and Dan Henderson, big volunteer celebrity of it. It made it, you hear these men and women, their stories, and it shines a light on who we should be shining a light on in our country. Like your true hero. Yes, okay. If you are an aspiring guitarist and this guitarist is a great guitarist, yeah, okay, you're a hero in that. Make people heroes, but a true hero, to the definition of the word, is that man and woman that laces up a suit.
Yeah.
Camouflage, laces up.
Put themselves in the void so
laces up their puts buttons up their uniform over a button up or a bulletproof vest. Those men and women that put online, for me, those are the true definition of a hero. And so one thing I think that's going to be fun to do on this podcast is being able to bring some cool experiences to veterans.
We've already
something
talked
I
about
want to
some
do
real
on this
cool
is
stuff.
really shine a light too. Y'all let me know what y'all think in comments and stuff. But I want to shine. We talked about this, shining a light on, where's the local small town hero at? Where's the local person that maybe just needs some love on them? That's maybe come down on a rough batch of life, dude. We've all been there, but life's going to knock you down, but you can't stay down. You got to get up, and to get up, you got to have a team of people around you. So I know as men, it's hard to ask for help, but saying to help, this is just honoring good people, So I think that could be something cool that we do. This is all brand new. I have no clue what the hell I'm doing here. Luckily, I got a guy that does, and a bunch of good friends around me that's going to make this a lot of fun. So I'm going to lean on you guys to help me a lot on kind of where we navigate.
And like I know both of us are really passionate too about just the men's health side of things too. You're vulnerable, I'm vulnerable, and I lost a baby years ago. When you have to bury your own very early developed kid with your own bare hands, you deal with stuff, but when you're taking care of your wife and you know what that's like to struggle and to go through pain, and like with your grandfather, and as men, just you don't even realize how much hurt you have until you actually get into it. But some of us don't even deal with it, right? We don't do that. And talking about that is going to be a big for us because it's okay to be a dude and be a little vulnerable too.
Yeah. Another thing that we really want to touch on, and we'll have people on. I'm going to have my buddy Kev, who's been helping me out in San Diego, have him on maybe. Whenever he can be on to answer some health questions, because a lot of times, what I've learned is getting older, and just what I've learned from veteran friends of mine and people in the first responder community. Men don't really talk about hormones. They don't talk about low testosterone. They don't talk about these things that a doctor just say, you're depressed. Here's some depression medication. Well, depression medication, coming off of it, is the reason why my mom's sister, my Aunt Debbie, committed suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And it just sent her down. She's been on it, right? So it's not always, that ain't the answer. There's
but
other
that's
shit
the answer
boys,
for them, because that's how they get paid, right?
There's other shit boys that we can do that is a natural God-given thing to us, and we got to look out for that. We got to keep that checked because, one, we're needed. We're needed now more than ever. One, and two, it's just was never talked about, dude. Like I look back, you know, even I don't think it wasn't talked about to my dad.
Yeah.
You know, so why would he talk about it to us?
They just dealt with it.
You know, they just dealt with it, dude. That's why that generation just kind of pushed through pain. They pushed through stuff, but they're carrying a lot of weight.
They are.
And that generational stuff passes on down to the next generation. But it takes somebody to break it. And you just got to be the guy that goes, stops here, you know, and I'm going to go face it. I'm going to go drink some weird ass stuff in Costa Rica, you know, and stay in
Your prune mud.
Yeah. And just face all this stuff, you know, and that's what strength is. And I think, you know, you have kids and, you know, Adrena has Kira, so I'm around Kira all the time. And you realize like we are the example to be set. And as for men, that example has to be taken.
It's freaky to
very
even
seriously.
be that, you know, like I got a 6-year-old boy and, you know, I probably say I love you to him more than, and I don't mean this in a knock to my dad. My dad, that's just one, I never doubted it. Now he says it all the time now because he's old and soft. Love you, Dad. But, you know, like that's the thing I think, it's not only that, it's being vulnerable and letting him know all the time, you know, and being that example, you're right. Like now more than ever, men who love their family, love their country, love God is in need. And, you know, that's definitely something that I know is very passionate to us.
Yeah. So through this journey, like we were saying, we're really going to be, you know, addressing men's mental health. Also, I'll have my buddy Brady on here, who I've been training with. He's a professional wrestler, stuntman, and actor. You name it, he does it. Ladies, stay back.
Is he single?
He's single, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll
He is
definitely
single,
we'll
so you don't have to
highlight
stay
that.
back.
Yeah.
Actually,
We'll highlight it.
just 2 people stay back.
Yeah. We're
And my
off
mom,
limits.
please. If you don't mind. Honestly.
I thought you meant us. My bad.
Huh?
I thought you meant us. You
What?
said 2 people stay back. I thought it was us 2.
No,
stay
no,
away
no.
from us. Never mind.
Do you have the hots for Brady? Do I need to move?
No. I
Is he doing that to
misunderstood.
you over there?
Yeah, he's very good looking.
God almighty.
I'm just intimidated by good looking dudes that are tall because I'm, you know, vertically challenged.
Well, it's okay, bud.
So
It's all right.
that's why this is gonna work. We're like the same size. It's great.
We're not the same size.
You're like an inch taller than me.
We're not the same size.
We're about. Do
On
we
the
need to
screen,
ask?
we look the same.
They're laughing. They think this is.
Yeah,
funny.
this is absolutely stupid. We've gone completely off topic.
That's exactly what this
Just
whole
why
thing
this
is
is
about.
Offstage America.
Exactly. It's off the stage all
Ain't
the way.
nobody going to be on stage here, and that's one thing too that we wanted to bring was kind of behind the scenes of not only my life but like friends of mine's lives. Have cool people on it with stories that are, you know, the true American dream, or, you know, just kind of things that they do and what they like to do off stage. You know, no one's got to be on. I feel like this time of life, dude, everybody is on. Everybody has a fan base on their phone. Everybody's this. Nothing. You'll have people setting up a camera while old lady's getting robbed over here, making sure they got a good
too
shot
busy
of it.
filming life to enjoy life.
And so, like, that's another thing why I wanted to do this, is because I don't think of that first. And my manager Alan gets on to me. Everybody gets on to me about it. I need to post more. I know. Drina gets on to me about it. I get it. You get on to me about it. Everybody does. But like, I don't think of things in the moment. I think of them after. Right? Shit, I should have probably filmed that.
But that's good though, because you're living life.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially this past year, I slowed down so much. I went from hauling ass for 15 years to stopping for the most part. And it was like, I don't know, there's little moments I don't get to do. You know, like silly things like a family member's birthday party. Like I missed most all of those for 10 years. You know, so like those little things, I don't know, those are moments for me. So I just have a hard time like thinking about that. But I feel like everybody's on, everybody's has to feel like, how y'all doing? What's the most politically correct thing we can say today? That is not Offstage America. We just want real, raw, great people.
If you want political correctness, you probably should not listen to the show.
That's on the next exit. But yeah, man, it's going to be fun. I'm super stoked for it. It's really crazy how the whole team came about. You know, I met Brady actually randomly. So back in COVID time, remember that?
Yeah, well, that's when we met.
That's when we met, yeah.
Remember, we had to wear masks. We had to wear masks on the elevator for the after party.
That's
in
right.
Nashville.
But you could take it off when you sat down.
Yeah, well, we didn't really care.
Yeah, it's very different.
we didn't follow that rule very well.
So Brady. So some people don't know this little insight. I grew up. People that know me know I'm a huge professional wrestling fan. Right. I've been one my whole life. my great grandpa was, my grandpa, my dad. My dad actually wrestled in the indie market in Florida when I was a little kid, at like elementary age. So I grew up around it with some of those guys. And anyway, you know, it was when we were all sitting at the house, not doing anything, just watching TV.
Yeah.
So I saw this show called Heels, and it was about indie wrestling. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. You don't see that a lot, you know. And it was exactly how I remembered it as a kid, right? Like, you know, for the most part.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, dude. It's like I'm reliving my 8-year-old self again. And I tweeted something out like, hey, if y'all are if y'all are wrestling fans and you look for a good TV show, Heels is good. Well, he was the double for one of the main guys on there. Whenever we have Brady on as our guest, we might have him on as our first guest.
Why not?
Why
He's
not?
here.
Just start here.
He's
you
just
know?
here. Yeah.
Yep. It doesn't
Why
matter.
not?
We can get anybody else below.
Yeah. It's just start at the tippy top.
Star power.
Yeah. Sorry, Trump.
So he actually messaged me or wrote me back, and we started messaging back and forth, and we ended up having a show. He was living at the time in Florida. We had a show down there, and we met in person, been buddies ever since, and kind of just stayed in touch. And I had this house here that I'm never really at, and so I was like, dude, just come move here. And so he moved in here, and you know, we've always just helped each other out. We have a lot of the same interests, and he's became one of my best pals. So that's why I started bouncing this idea off of him a little bit. Like, hey man, do you think like something like this or whatever? So that's how I met him. And then old stuntman Troy was through Brady for their stunt world, and it was just like everybody just kind of started following. You know, met Kevin through Dan Henderson and that group of friends out there in California.
Then I came out
My
of
boy
left
Dan
field.
Henderson group met you on JewishPeople.com. It's just weird how it all happened. You know what I mean?
ItalianPeople.com. Get it right.
Yeah, I can't spell. Sorry.
Different short people.
I thought the J
same
was,
I.
I thought the J was silent. So
No.
but
Better
yeah,
for you.
everybody just kind of throughout the year kind of slowly came to place. Yeah. And so you know, I think when that type of stuff happens, it's like God telling you like,
just buckle up and go.
Just kind of at least try it. Go.
See what happens.
You know, so
like, what's the worst?
I think we're gonna
that
have a
happens?
lot of fun with this. Like I said, I've never been on this side, so I'm gonna lean on you guys a lot and my boy Paul here. But I'm really excited for it. So I'm excited for y'all to see a part of my life that you haven't seen in 10 years.
You have new music that you're about
And
to
we are
jolly
working on
us
new
up
music.
in.
See, keeps me on track. Even though he interrupts my beautiful monologue earlier. That was
Great timing though. You would never have brought Thor's hammer into anything unless I did that.
No.
Now we're gonna have to get a Thor hammer and stick it back
No.
here, just as the running joke from the first show.
Wow.
Look at that.
You go to like Comic-Con?
I fucking wish.
I knew it.
That'd be so
I knew you
great.
would. I'm gonna get that set up.
We should go.
Oh, I would go.
I'll dress up. Will you dress up? If you have to dress up here, see offstage, everything. If you have to dress up for Comic-Con, what are you dressing up as?
What qualifies this?
Anything.
I don't even. All I know, Comic-Con is professional wrestlers sign.
Okay, well, so if you're gonna, I guess you have to go as a wrestler then.
I'm either going my buddy Diamond Dallas Page or my buddy Ric Flair.
Woo, woo. There's actually, I remember I asked you the other day if if you're a hockey fan. There was a guy that looked like Ric Flair, and he actually just passed away this year, and he was a season ticket holder for the Panthers. And they would like pan to him when they would score a goal, and the whole arena would woo. It was pretty cool.
First off, nobody looks like Ric Flair. But
Kinda
Ric
did.
Flair.
I'll show you a picture afterwards. He did kind of look like Ric Flair.
No, he's like the Chuck Norris.
Well, I mean, Chuck Norris scared all the lookalikes away.
Yeah. Ric
'Cause
Flair
he's Chuck
wooed
Norris.
them away and then slept with their wives.
And that is why Ric Flair's never coming on the show for
Yep.
that one right there.
Oh, he is coming, I promise you. We're going to work on that. We're going to have to edit
That
part
fire is
out.
getting really hot, by the way.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Really?
much.
Fire's hot.
Yeah, direct every time.
So talk to him about the new music.
Yeah, man. So I've been kind of, honestly, like I said, took some time to hunt and do some different things, and we played some shows. But I have a whole note on whole section on my notes in my phone of just song ideas and lyrics and stuff. And then some friends of mine who are big songwriters, they're the ones that started sending me some songs this year, you know, so I've been pitched some insane great songs, and I'm going to do a writer's camp in January, and there'll be some new music coming out, so excited to have that out for the
And a
first
lot
time
of
in a couple
people
years.
seen that side, because I'm sure I'll be a fly on the wall for some of that.
Yeah.
To like see, and it'll be interesting because I don't come from that world, right?
Yeah.
So to see that and to be able to talk about it from that perspective with your side of things is going to be really interesting, I think.
Yeah. So another thing that made me start thinking about doing this is I wanted to show that other side. Like I said, when I realized like, oh, one of my flaws or whatever is you just don't let people in. So I was like, well, what if this whole recording process, writing it, everything, I bring a camera guy with me, we show all of it, you know, and this music's going to be probably way different than people are used to, you know. I was kind of guided towards more of a sound when I was signed than really what I wanted, you know.
You want to tease it or no?
But for a little bit, my new song?
No, the sound.
Oh, no. Not, well, maybe I'll play on here at some point. But.
No, do you want to tease the sound, not like say it?
Oh, no. Like
it's going to be a surprise.
Oh, no.
Okay.
The old sound?
No, the sound that you're talking about now.
No. I feel like we've gone way off course.
Isn't that the point of this whole
thing? Yeah. So it's going to be good, man. I feel like I got some, people are going to hear a lot of maturity in this record, a lot of life in this record. And I feel like I've been in Nashville long enough and been such a fan of the songwriting community that I feel very blessed to be able to contact the people I can contact to want to write, you know? Yeah. And when you've been doing it for a while, you realize like, okay, man, I have this great love ballad or breakup ballad. Well, so-and-so does that incredible. You know what I mean? Like that's their wheelhouse. If you want this real raw, tug at your heart breakup song, go to so-and-so, you know, and then this track guy producer, you know, with you.
So like people will like be good at just a certain genre.
Well, I mean,
of song.
they're good at everything.
But like, I'm asking this at the ignorance part of it. I have no clue how this whole process goes.
Yeah. So, oh man, dude, the songwriters in Nashville it's insane.
They're there for a reason.
They're good. And it's what's crazy to me about them is they can write so many different things. Like, I mean, Jessie Jo Dillon, for instance, right, is crushing it right now. Her dad's Dean Dillon, all those big number ones, George Strait. Jessie Jo's a badass, freaking awesome. Love her, known her for years. She's awesome. But here, over the last, like, I might be getting this wrong, sorry, Jessie, but over the last, like, 6-7 years, man, she's really hit this insane stride, right? But she can write this song for Jelly Roll, or she can write a song for a pop artist, and she could go write the most countryest song you've ever heard in your life, all in the same week, and all of them be massive hits in all three different genres. You know, my buddy Josh Phillips is that way. You know, he's really great. His big strength is lyrics. I mean, the way that he has play on words and stuff. But you know, same thing. He can write the most countryest thing or the most pop. My buddy, you know, Michael Rotundo, who's on the come up, like he's the same way. So. But there's just, it's like you just learn as you go. You can pretty much bring anything to any of these guys, and as long as you can help guide the room as an artist and throw direction to them, you know, as what you would say or what you want, they can get you to the end, you know, and so it's a cool process. But I feel like through the years you just kind of know, like, okay, if I have one day in Nashville and I want to write this type of song, or I'm needing this type of song, who do I go to? Then I got these, you know, you kind of find your little crew. You know, it's not that you only write with those guys, you write with whoever, you know, but you kind of find your go-to.
It's a niche,
I guess.
right?
Yeah,
like you find
your go-to guys that, you know, and girls that you know right away that you go to, and, you know, always keep the door open for new people too. So I'm really excited to start writing because I feel like I felt life in a way this year that I've never felt it, good and bad, you know. And I've written down a lot of really cool stuff. So I'm really pumped to like get in writing room and kind of have this outlook on life to it, you know? So we're going to do some writing camps and then get in the studio, and then hopefully spring having music out. And we will be touring next year. We'll be bringing Offstage America on the road.
Yeah, that's the great thing,
that's gonna
right?
be fun.
Like
that's where you're going to see the fun shit.
Yeah, that's the biggest
American
thing of like
mayhem.
Yes, American mayhem. That's where bringing like those stories of everyday Americans is going to be big, because like you said, like heroes, but not even like heroes, but people who have incredible stories, because our country is incredible.
Oh yeah,
with incredible people.
Yeah, you're small town man or woman that has, you know, beat all odds.
Yeah,
you know, those people, or just keep in the fight, in the grind. You know, that never really get that light shined on them. They never get that pat on the back. They never get their flowers. people kind of overlook them because for years they've just worked and they've taken care of everybody
They
else.
don't have followers, so they don't have.
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Or you don't have 10 million TikTok followers, so it
exactly.
doesn't matter how many people you help. But yeah, so those type of people. I learned again over the last year, and I've watched my family do it. You know, my dad, my family, all of them. If somebody needed something, if there was a charity involved, they were there.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
They stepped up to help, and so I kind of realized like, oh, I love that stuff. I love being able to give back to those people, and if we can shine some light on somebody that just needs some love and a hug, and maybe
That's
shoot a
gonna be
deer.
great.
I don't
Yeah.
know. You know.
All right, I'll put on my interviewer hat
What?
for 2 seconds. All right.
Okay.
So we'll have one and then a follow up. What's the one thing in the last year to a year and a half with all this process that you wish your fans knew, just because it was something that you were going through that would make them connect with you a little bit better?
Oh, dude, I have so much self-doubt most of the time. Like insecurities, like crazy. Like one of the biggest reasons why, like, I'll film the same freaking stupid TikTok video 50 times in a row and still not post, you know? And it was all these ways that I was like in my own way, right? And then people think, oh, he gets on stage. Oh, if I go into a room, I don't meet a stranger. A lot of that is just because I also grew up in a family of fighters that just go,
Yeah.
well, I can't. If I show how I really feel, which on the inside for a lot of years was just this scared, insecure dude, then I'll just push through that guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something that I think, like, I just never really, honestly, I've never really said that ever, but it is true, and it's something that I've overcome, you know, and just realized that, hey, you don't gotta be, first off, nobody's perfect. One person's perfect, that's Jesus Christ. Other than that, nobody's perfect, right? Everybody has flaws. And with the platform God has given you, be open with those flaws, because there's somebody that needs to hear it somewhere.
Yeah,
you know,
you never know who
you never
might be
know.
touched by
Maybe
it.
it hits one person that
It's worth it.
that goes, you know what, man, I felt the same way. Maybe
Yeah.
they go, you know, or maybe they hear something on this podcast, a story of somebody, one of us or guests we have on, and they connect to it, you know, and we can help them get help, or we can help them, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, to me, it's hunting, man. I'm telling you, it's figuring out what that thing is for you,
It's big.
that you do, that is for you, that you love, that just fills your soul. To me, it's hunting. To me, it's outdoors. To me, it's that moment. It's walking 12 hours up and down these hills, chasing an antelope. You know, it's all this freezing hot, you know, whatever, all this crazy stuff that goes on out there. Being at a camp with your buddies, grilling, talk, all of that. I might as well go lay on a couch and talk to somebody for
But
3
you're
years.
disconnected,
You know what
you
I
know?
mean? Like, to me, that's the best. For some people, it's as easy as reading a book. You know, I mean, it's whatever. But
My thing is going like back home to Florida and going to games, because that's what my dad and I feel I connect with myself there, because that was what my dad did when I was a kid.
yeah, and I think when you do those things, you're a better you.
Yeah.
And for you to be a better you to anybody, you have to be a better you for yourself. And I think in a lot of times it was just like I didn't really love myself the way that I probably put off. You know what I mean?
I've known you for a little while,
Yeah.
and you've grown significantly just in how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
And we haven't hung out like a shit ton.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know that.
thank you.
But for when I met you the first time now, I even told my wife, I was like, this wouldn't have worked with us 4 years ago. He was in a different place. I was in a different place.
Yeah, you know, it was.
And you can see, but you said something to me the other day and it stuck. Like you're viciously hungry for success.
Yeah.
And that's not like money hungry and everything. You're successful just at life.
No, and also I just kind of look at it like, you know what? It's all cool.
Yeah.
Like everything we get to do is awesome. Like I've been able to check off every bucket list except for Madison Square Garden. We'll get there.
It is
Off
in
my
New
bucket
York.
list, right? Like I've been able to sing on the Grand Ole Opry stage dang near 90 times. You know,
Jesus.
I've done all these things that I'm so grateful to do, you know? And it's like through the process of chasing and going and all
Yeah.
these different things, you forget how cool those things are in the moment. You're just kind of
This year's been like a hindsight
going
moment
through
for
it.
you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, you know, the growth side was really taking the time to do some hard work, inward, and realize that like, oh, well, yeah, dude, I always say this before I say all this stuff because I hate the fact that like people want to be keyboard warriors and talk shit. So I just always say this. I have a great relationship with my parents. My parents are great people.
Yeah, so are mine. Yeah.
They were young when they had kids, and they didn't know what they were doing in a lot of ways, right?
I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I have 3. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I would do if I was my dad at mid-20s with 4 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know. I don't know what I would do in my mom's shoes with the way that she was brought up. You know,
Yeah.
it was really hard for her. So I don't know how I would be. And I think one of the things this year has taught me doing all this work is empathy. It's seeing people for where they're at, you know?
Yeah.
And seeing people for we all have that little kid still in us that, you know, 21-year-old Paul is still in 39-year-old Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these things, and it's you kind of want to grow up. I saw this thing, you want to grow up to be the guy that protected that kid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so, so we all have that, you know, that little kid, and
Yeah.
you want to protect that kid. And I think that for me, it was just seeing that everybody from that point of view, you know. So
Yeah.
I was able to see my parents for
You never saw
who they
like
are,
I never
right?
saw my dad until I got older.
Yeah.
You know? And then I really saw him when I had a kid.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Then I'm like, what a dick I must have been with some of the shit I said to him, right? Like it was like that moment where you're just like, I want to go hug my dad because I realized after seeing my kid, I was an asshole about a bunch of stuff.
Well, your kid's gonna be too.
Yeah, my kid already is. He already is. He's a great kid, but he already is. And all right, so the last thing we're gonna ask.
I do.
All right, go ahead.
So to finish saying that. However, there was a lot of hard times, you know, broken home, different people around, and when you're 8 years old and that stuff kind of just hits,
Yeah.
it's really weird, you know. So you find yourself kind of just being able to fit in wherever you go, you know. And so I think it just took me a little longer than most to really figure out that it's okay just being me. You know, it's okay to show flaws. It's okay to just be yourself. I had so many great friends that were trying to help me through a couple of years where I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and so to have those people is a really important thing. And I didn't, you know, now realize that now. And in the middle of that, it really, you don't really realize it, you know. And so it made me also have a lot of empathy for like those men and women that go through hard parts of their life, you know, like our veterans or, you know, people that are sick with a terminal illness, you know, those type of things.
Empathy can be really hard for men sometimes.
Yeah, it just made me
hard for
realize.
me.
Yeah, it just made me like think like, man, God, man, what are they going through? You know, if I feel this way, then what are they? It's just really opened my eyes to that. So I think the reason why I was that way is because I think I just held on to a couple habits a little longer than I should have, that I didn't know I picked up as kind of a defense mechanism as a kid.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
But I don't know if that answers that question. But
It definitely does. I mean, I think that goes into the whole aspect of, as a man, sometimes we don't feel good enough. And just little things, you know, and it's not that we're not, whether it was our upbringing, whether it was parents, whether it was things that are in our lives, trauma that we carry, it makes you doubt who you are and just being good enough. Doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers, or if you have 5, or if you have 100 friends or 2.
No.
That doubt that a man can carry it's a struggle, and when you have that aha moment, and I know you've had that recently, I've had that, you almost feel like silly with the lose yourself moments.
Yeah.
You look back and go, what the fuck did
Bro,
I
it's a
do?
weird thing. I swear to you, there is an age that I look back on that I feel like I killed that guy. You know what I mean? Well, that dude died.
Yeah.
There's some things where I'm like, I would have never done that. You know?
But
I
like,
did.
why did I do that?
Yeah, but I did.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah, but I did. And I'm like, what the hell was I, you know? And then I think another thing, I don't know if anybody with divorce homes, if you're a child and that feel this way, but I feel like it really made you hold on to shame or guilt, you know, because, you know, you're at mom's house or dad's house, you know, these different things. I think you hold on to stuff a little bit to, you know, try to ease the tension of things, so you don't. I've always been over hard on myself, right? And that kind of just spiraled. I was just in a very
It's your weakness and your superpower.
yeah, it's a very crazy thing, you know. So it was just coming to terms with a lot of that stuff and realizing it, and you know, it's cool. Thank you to Adrena for kind of pushed me into that. That whole thing was a crazy thing, how that whole happened with the ayahuasca stuff, you know. But it all kind of fell in my lap, and I'm glad I did it.
So I know we're going to end a lot of our shows with this, with guests at least.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spin it around on you, and I didn't tell you I was going to do this.
No, you bastard.
Yeah. What is the one thing that like young Michael would tell, or what's the one thing now old Michael would tell young Michael that you've learned through this process? He's never going to tell me ever again what he's thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you were supposed to be my co-host there. You think Robin does this to Batman? No.
I mean,
We'll talk after.
I mean, he did really want poison ivy at the time. And he was about to throw shit away.
Well, I mean,
so.
I saw the movie.
I mean, cheers to that, buddy.
I mean, Robin's like, dude, you got me up here in this weird house.
Yeah, it's a mansion.
Yeah, you got Catwoman sneaking in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get poison ivy.
Yeah,
you know?
God, please just
stay in your lane, Batman.
Yeah, stay in your
Jesus.
lane, Batman. Man, I think I would say pay close attention to the words of the older people around you, because there's so much truth as you get older in what they're saying. And it's a weird game, and I don't know why God made it this way, but for you to feel like you know everything at 18, first off, anybody at 18, heads up, you never know everything. You don't know shit.
You don't even know 1% of it.
I swear to God, dude, when I hit the age that I remember my mom having a birthday on,
Oh, God.
and I was living in this one-bedroom apartment trying to make bills pay, driving my tour van, I was like, I can barely keep myself alive. She had me, my sister, and then 2 stepdaughters, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out myself, you know? But so just heads up, you never know.
Don't know shit.
You don't know shit.
No.
Your parents know more than you, but then when you get their age, they're gonna tell you, yeah, we didn't know shit either. We were shooting from the hip. We just listened to more podcasts.
I really knew what I should have done at 18 at 30, but at 30, I didn't know what I was doing. I figured that out at 50.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So life is learning.
Yeah, so I think you know it all then. Just listen to those people, because it is true. It goes by fast, but also take the risk.
Yeah.
Every time, bet on yourself. It's something that I didn't do, and now doing now. And I'm telling you, it is a better life. It might not be sexy on the front end of everything, you know, building something from the ground up. But when you can build something from the ground up that you did, that you can be proud of, it is a huge, huge thing. And I think taking that risk on yourself, and I think that is something that is really cool about this generation, is they are all about taking risks on themselves and just seeing if it sticks, you know?
Yeah.
And I think when you're in your 20s, you're not meant to know.
No.
You're not meant to know it all.
Would
Figure it
you
out.
want to know what you know now at 20? You would have ruined the
there's a couple
experience. Maybe a few.
It's a couple. I just bypass that little thing.
We'll talk about that after.
Yeah. But I would just say that, man, listen to the older people around you. Surround yourself with great people that motivate you, that see you in 5 years, that also have built something, and then take a risk on yourself, you know? What do you got to lose?
Yeah.
There's always going to be a job somewhere to fall back on, God forbid. But like the one thing that made me move to Nashville was, thank God I had a whole family and community around me that was just shoving me to never, you know, just to get out and chase this, man. You actually might do this. And I remember my dad and all them saying, hey, dude, you can, 2 chances, two choices in life. You can stay here and either play locally, you know, your whole life, which is great, right? And they would always tell me, if that's what you want to do it. You know, we're not pushing you to do anything.
Exactly.
But if you want to take it as big as you want, we don't give a shit. Or you can stay here and become a firefighter like everybody in your family, you know, make a great living and all that. But at 50, you're going to go, what if?
Yeah.
What if I just would have? But Father Time is a son of a bitch, and he doesn't go backwards.
Is so bad.
And so he's like, kill the what if.
There's a great movie quote from one of the greatest actors
Is it
ever.
Thor?
No, it's Yoda.
This mother-
No, but this fits in line with what you just said. He says, and people laugh at it, but he says, there is either do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we laugh at that line, but when what you just said there, like you could say try, but try is kind of like in the moment of doing.
Yeah,
and even if
totally.
you fail, sometimes that's even doing.
Who cares? And listen, everybody's going to talk shit. Just make sure they spell your name right. You know what I mean? Like, who cares what they say? Like, try, go, swing as hard as you can.
But you know what? If they know your name, then you've actually made something, because
Fact.
people that don't know your name, or they don't know theirs, they haven't ever done anything for anything to be known about.
You got Bethany 457 with her cat photo in the back. I don't like this.
Who the fuck is Robin?
Batman sounds like a male chauvinistic pig.
But everybody knows who Thor is now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey guys, thank y'all so much for joining us here on the very first episode of Offstage America. Did we get everything?
Yeah,
Am I
man.
doing this all right?
You're doing good. No, I mean,
pretty solid. Y'all let
Yeah.
us know. I cannot wait to take y'all on this journey here at Offstage America. It's God, country, family, all day, every day. Love you guys. We'll see y'all next episode.